How you doing? This is Brother T. If you want to support the channel, we have t-shirts and other merch right there in the description. Just hit the link.
You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka yo boy, Brotha T, here with another one. So we like to call this channel T's Life Tree. And on this channel, we like to drop you little pine cones of wisdom. If you don't know what that is, just stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. All right, so today we're gonna talk about something cool. I mean, you're gonna enjoy this. Before we do that though, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like and I need you to subscribe. Not only liking and subscribing, but I need you to hit that notification bell so we can continue to give you these pine cones of wisdom, right? All right, so let's get into the episode because I promise it's going to be kind of cool. So today we're going to talk about chess. Yes, the game of chess, but I'm going to put it in kind of a real life way. Okay, so today we're going to talk about why women should learn how to play chess. All right, and a lot of women out there, you're probably watching this. A lot of you ladies, you're like, I don't need to know how to play chess. I think you do. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a chess master. What I'm saying is it's good to know the concept of the game, the overall concept. You don't have to be good at it, right? Just know how the pieces move and just, you know, get a grasp for it. And I'll explain why in just a second. But first, let me go into the game of chess. So the game of chess is a strategy game, right? I want you to look at it as almost like a wartime type of game, okay? So both sides are at war and the object is getting from one side and you're trying to infiltrate the enemy's territory. Now, in order to win the game or to, you know, sway things in your favor, you have to capture the other side's king. So why do I say women should learn how to play chess? There's many reasons. And like I said, I'll go into it in just a second. But first, let me explain some of the pieces and how they move. Okay, so first we're gonna do the pawn. Okay, so the pawns are considered the first line of defense. They take all the damage, especially when you're first starting out. And sometimes they'll be used to set up moves, all right? So that's why in real life, when somebody gets used for another person's game, that person is called a pawn, right? That's the whole reasoning behind calling a person a pawn. What else do we have? We have knights, right? Now the knights move in an L shape. And knights are interesting because they can jump other pieces. These are the only pieces on the board that can jump other pieces. Let's go to the bishops. They are pretty cool. They're pretty powerful if used correctly. They move diagonally on the board. Then you have the rooks. The rooks are pretty powerful. Now rooks only move horizontal on the board, either up, down, left, or right. All right, depending on where you're at. Now that we've gotten those pieces out of the way, let's look at the two most important pieces. And these are the pieces I want you to concentrate on if you are a woman or a man. So let's do the women first. This is the queen. The way you use the queen is very important in chess. I believe, from my experience playing, that the queen is actually the most powerful piece. Let me explain. The queen is the most powerful piece because she complements the king. And if you use your queen correctly, you can decimate your enemy. And actually, if you take the opponent's queen quickly in a game, you can end that game quickly if you still have your queen and your opponent doesn't. That's only if you use the queen correctly. So that's one thing I want you to realize if you're a woman out there and you're looking at life as a chess game. Know how powerful you are. Is it starting to click now? Know how powerful you are, but it's all in the way that you use your queenhood. If you use it incorrectly, you will have a miserable life. What do I mean by this? If you choose the wrong man to be with, for instance, you're using your queenhood the wrong way. You're a queen. If you make your choices correctly, you will win in life. Okay, so if I just gave you that example of choosing the wrong man, how can you use your queenhood correctly? By choosing the right kind of man, right? You link together with the right kind of man and you will build an empire that nobody can tear down. No one can put asunder, as they say, right? What are some of the other reasons why I say it's important for women to learn how to play chess? I'll tell you what, you'll learn and you'll understand man more. Okay, you'll understand how we think, how we tick, how we operate. If you know how to play chess, then you can see a buster or a bum. You can see when they're making moves on you. You can see when they're, that they're not honest before it gets to a point where something happens and then you're saying, well, he lied to me, he's a liar. You can see that up front if you're paying attention and you're playing chess. When he does something, just pay attention to why he's doing it, what he's going to get out of it, right? And that's overall what chess really does. When you learn how to play the game of chess, you learn how to think 1, 2, even 3 or 4 moves ahead, depending on how good you are as a player. And if you're moving 1, 2, 3 moves ahead and the other person, they're not thinking 1, 2, 3 moves ahead, they're just living life by the seat of their pants and just doing whatever, that gives you an advantage, even if the other side's a man and you're a woman, right? So if he's a bum and he's obviously making the wrong moves and you can see that those are the wrong moves and you're thinking 2, 3 moves ahead, you can get out of there and you know what it is. You don't have to get trapped and then get in this victimhood mentality. Then at the end of the day, when something tragic happens, look back and say, oh, he was a liar, or he fooled me, or he misrepresented who he was. You would have saw who he was had you been playing chess the whole time. So what else can happen if you learn how to play chess? It'll keep you out of dangerous situations. Now, I'm not victim blaming, I'm not victim shaming, but sometimes when you have certain types of assault, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it because YouTube rules, right? But certain types of assault of the sexual nature, some of those happen because of poor choices. Now, I remember I was reading Corinne Steffen's book. Her nickname was Superhead, right? And I remember reading her book and she told the story of how she first started not trusting men. And she told a story, I think she was in the Virgin Islands, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it was a while ago when I read it. And she was saying that she went to hang out with her friend and some guys, right? And they end up staying the night and all this other stuff. And, a lot of stuff went down and the guys, assaulted her. And and I can't blame her because no, that should never happen to anybody. That should never happen to any lady. But understand, had you not made that decision in the first place, see, had you been thinking chess, you would have said, well, I don't think it's a good idea for me to go with my friend who's a female and a whole bunch of males. This could turn into a dangerous situation if something happens, something bad happens. And it happened. Now, that would have prevented it had you been thinking like that. Okay. And sometimes thinking ahead, thinking 1, 2 moves ahead. Hey, this doesn't, and you could have even got to your friend and said, hey, explaining to her logically, this doesn't make sense. Like, what's about to go down. If you are a party to this, or if you don't want this to go down, do not go with these guys. That would have helped. That would have helped. And like I said, once again, given my disclaimer, I'm not victim shaming. So don't think that that's what this is about, saying that she deserved it and all that. I don't think she deserved anything. At the same time, it could have been prevented. It would teach them to select better mates. Now, there's certain things in nature. Okay, if you're in your natural feminine and you're messing with guys that are in a natural masculine, of course, naturally, it's going to be, it's going to come together the correct way. What do they call that? Synergy, right? It's going to be synergistic. I don't even know if that's a word, but yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. So that meshes, but of course, because of different philosophies, maybe Western teachings, stuff like that, we all aren't where we're supposed to be. We're not as balanced as we're supposed to be with the masculine and feminine energy, I'm sorry. And that's just true. Okay, no way to get around that. But if you're playing chess, you can see if somebody's a good mate. Okay, why did I say all that? I say all that to say you're going to be naturally attracted to people sometimes, even if they're not good for you. Okay, this happens. That's what I'm saying. So if you're in your full feminine and this guy's in his full masculine, but he hasn't mastered the art of taking care of a family, if he hasn't mastered the art of being tied down with one woman, then, you know, if you're playing chess, you can see, okay, I'm naturally attracted to him, but he's not ready to be a husband. He's not ready to be a boyfriend. And then there you can make your choice. Okay, either I can stay and have fun with this guy and just not keep it serious, or I can just ignore this guy and move on to the next potential mate. Now, what happens sometimes with ladies, and I'm not disrespecting, I'm just telling the truth about it. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you make bad choices because of this, because of the natural attraction. You're not looking at everything else that this man is or is not. You're just looking at what you're attracted to. And you need to kind of get out of that. If you're gonna get out of that, if you want somebody long term. Let me be clear on that. If you're not looking for somebody long term, do what you do. If you're looking to be with somebody, you're not going to tame a guy that doesn't want to be tamed. Okay, especially a guy that's doing his thing and he's getting a lot of attention from the opposite sex, and he knows his options and he's going to exercise them. He's going to do it no matter what. Now, you can run little things on him and try to put pressure on him to marry you and all that, but understand, if he's not ready to settle down, he's just not going to do that. So don't be hurt at the end of the day because you tried to make a man something he's not. And then when he is what he is, and he told you from the beginning that he was what he was, and you were trying to change him, you can't get mad later on when he just does what he does. He let you know what he was. You weren't going to change him. Okay. Now, a woman can't change a man. Okay. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what these so-called experts say. You cannot change a man. What you can do, you can inspire a man to want to change. If a man wants to move to a different level and be more mature in his manhood, he can use you as a muse to get him to that level. And I'm talking about real men. Okay. Now, he's not going to see you and say, oh, I'm totally not. I'm going to forget all that other stuff because you're so awesome. No, let's be honest. There's plenty of women out there and plenty of good women out there. So if you look at yourself as a good woman, it's one right next to you, you know, more than likely, because you outnumber us. Okay. And you have to keep that in mind. So he knows there's options just like you out there. Think about it. So don't think of things in that way. Now, if you catch a guy that's working on himself, he's in his purpose, and he's becoming a more mature man, and you catch one of those and you can inspire him to change because he's already has it in his mind that he wants to do that. And you will help him do that just by being a feminine, cooperative, beautiful woman that works. Okay. And to take that from Brother T, you can take that advice and live your life. You live a better life, or you can not take the advice and keep doing what you're doing, and maybe you'll get lucky or maybe you won't. But trust me, I'm on to something with that. Make sure you take that as words of advice. Now, let's get back on track. I took that left again. It's cool though. So let's get back on it. So as a woman learns how to play chess, what else can happen? She can select better mates. We just talked about that, right? So what else? That will teach you when you playing chess and you make the wrong move, especially if you're playing an opponent that won't let you take your move back. That's another story for another time, right? But when you make a move and it's the wrong move and you're playing against a good player that can see that move, he's waiting on you to make that move. When you make that move and you messed up, you gotta live with that. You gotta live with that choice. Right? You have to live with it. I messed up. I made the wrong move. He got me. He about to take my queen. Okay. So now, once you make that move, you have to live with it with the game. And chess can teach you that. When you make the wrong move, when you don't think it through, you have to live with it. So if you chose that guy who wasn't fully developed in his manhood or his maturity, and you end up having a baby with him, and then all of a sudden he's not trying to take care of the child, and he's not trying to be there for you. He's not trying to be supportive or be an active father in the child's life, but he let you know from the beginning that he was this way, and you just ignored it because you were just attracted to him. There you go. You made that move, and now you have to live with the bad moves you made, right? Just, it teaches you to be accountable is all I'm saying. Be accountable for what happened. I'm not saying that your life is over because of what happened. I'm not saying that you made a bad move and you're a terrible person because of it, because we all have made mistakes. We all have made moves that weren't that great. But I can tell you a great thing can come from that. If you make a bad chess move and the guy gets you, especially if he ends the game, you get to start the game over. And now you can learn from that bad move. I want you to think like this, okay? If you make a move, it's the wrong move. Be accountable for making that move. Hold it. Don't blame the opposition for taking advantage of you making a bad move is what I'm saying. Take that as a lesson and never make that bad move again. Now this becomes a situation where you can become a better player. That's what I'm saying. If you learn how to play chess, you learn that never make that bad move twice. I'm never doing that again. I'm never sacrificing my queen so he can keep his queen on the board and then the game's over pretty much. If you're playing me in chess and you sacrifice your queen and I can get you and I can take your queen without sacrificing my queen, the game might be over because I know how to use my queen on the board, right? If you know how to use the queen on the board, you know that the queen is the most powerful piece. She can make every move on the board except for the knight, right? The L shape. So once you as a lady, once you come to grips that you are very powerful, but if you channel your power the wrong way, you will lose in life. If you channel it the right way, you will absolutely win in life. Who is a real life example or even a celebrity example of a woman that knows how to play chess? Whether she knows how to play the game or not, she's actually playing the life chess game correctly. Somebody like Beyonce. Okay. So Beyonce's playing chess. Even when she got together with Jay-Z and they went through some public, issues with the infidelity and things like that, she didn't bust up and just leave. Why? She's playing chess. Of course she probably was hurt. Of course she probably cussed him out. They probably had some things going on, some drama. He probably had to pay for that for a little while. Probably paying for it right now, right? And she probably brings it up every now and then, I'm sure. Beyonce's a chess player because she didn't let that affect what they were building. They got to get to the other side and take the other person's king, and that's what they're doing. They stayed that super couple, right? Instead of her saying, I don't play that, and gone, and now she's single, and now she's meeting up with other bums that are worse than Jay-Z, aren't building anything. That's what I'm saying, all right? Think this stuff out. Think it out. All right, so the last point I'm going to bring up about women learn how to play chess, I think I already kind of mentioned it, but it teaches you your value. It teaches you what having a queen actually means. So if you're the most powerful piece on the board and you don't know your power and you're using your power the wrong way, the game could be over very quickly. Understand what I'm saying. And when I'm saying that the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, I'm not saying that, women are better than men. I'm not saying that women are smarter than men. I'm not saying that, I'm not doing the girl power thing either. What I'm saying is, you hold all the cards, but if you play the wrong game, you will lose. That's all I'm saying. So if you know that you're a valuable woman, you're not argumentative towards a man, you know that you're cooperative, you're feminine, you keep your body looking right, you're pretty, pretty always counts. And, you're not, you don't struggle against the man. Everything he does, you don't question it. You roll with it. You say, okay, I'm riding with you, ride or die. Every now and then you pull up and you say, hey, boo, maybe this is not a good idea. And let me explain. Let me tell you what I think. If you have a good man and a good king with you, what he's going to do, he's going to assess what you're saying. He's going to say, hey, that is a better road. Let's go down that road. That's how it's supposed to be. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. So women, learn how to play chess. You do not have to be a good player. Just learn the basic moves and you will see what I'm saying. As you're playing, you're going to learn that the queen is the most powerful piece on that board, but when used improperly, the game is over very quickly. How many 20-something-year-olds do you know that have 3 or 4 kids by 3 or 4 baby daddies? Bad chess moves. Bad chess moves, bad chess moves. And I don't want to hear he lied to me and he represented and he didn't, he made himself out to be something that he really wasn't or whatever. I don't want to hear that, because guys tell you what they are. You just don't, you either choose to listen with your eyes, your ears, or your heart. And then sometimes when you listen to your heart before you listen to your eyes and your ears, you can get caught up with a dude feeding you them lies. But if you're playing chess, you say, okay, why would he say that? Okay, let me look at what he's doing on a day-to-day basis. It's not adding up. You can see the chess move a mile away and you can make your chess move, right? And you can make the right chess moves and get away from that sucker before he impregnates you, right? That's all I'm saying. So this has been your man, Brother T. This one was for the ladies. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope I brought something to light. Maybe even I changed the way you look at life a little bit. Hopefully I did for the better, of course, right? And if you liked the video, I want you to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get those notifications, and do not hesitate to leave a comment, whether positive or negative. I don't care. If it's negative, as long as you're not trying to be belligerent or disrespectful, I'm good with that. I'll answer it and we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. That's fine with me, because I already know I'm a very opinionated person. So I'm going to say something that you disagree with eventually, right? But understand that it's coming from a good place. I'm coming from a pure heart and I really want to help. Even my women out there. I was going to say my sisters. I'm black, so you know, I got an affinity towards my sister, but this is for all women, okay? This is for any woman out there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it, and this is your man, Brother T. I can't wait to talk to you on the next video, family, and I am out of here. Peace.